All right, welcome everybody to this TTC interview. And today, my special guest is none other than Kev's Point of View, the new Titans fan in the TTC. How you doing today, Kev?
Doing well, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. Just got that first football game out of the way. Now we're looking forward to the real football. Now, I'm sure you're looking forward to seeing your Titans play. Look forward to seeing my Packers play. But
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I
yeah,
was surprised that Carolina lost that game last night.
yeah, I had Carolina winning that game, but honestly, the Denver's defense is just that good, I guess. But yeah. So how does it feel to get your first hate week out of the way against the Vikings?
It felt good. I noticed that when I first got introduced to it, Stephen Rose introduced me to it, so I'll give him a little props on this.
Yeah.
He's a Texan fan, and Texans can go suck a dick. But beside the point to that, I got a little bit of hate week that one day, those two times with TT Savior and T Kirk, and with
Mhm.
Steven, so I got a chance to see what it's a little bit about before the season started. But the best is yet to come. I mean, I felt like I've done two good ones so far, and yet I'm ready.
Yeah. So Kev is like anyways. I heard me and you we talk outside of this and stuff. You told me that what was it that one of those vid makers said to you, no offense to the others, but you're the best right now in the AFC South. Do you buy into that? Do you believe into the hype? Are you starting to like build your confidence up and believe that you could be the best in the AFC South this year?
Uh, it's a huge compliment to be given that. I mean, I'm a humble guy
Yeah.
outside of everything, but I mean, I played football for so many years. I've been used to trash talking on the field and off the field. So this is kind of like home to me in a way. I mean, and
Hmm.
I've been used to trash talking in a lot of different ways. I can come at you aggressive. I can come at you with humor. I can come at you with any different way. The the thing about this is that do I feel like I'm the best TTC video like AFC South vid maker? I'm gonna let people decide that by the end of the year.
Yeah. I think that's what really decides it. The people. I mean, get put in their hands. They decide who the best is, and just let them decide. Because I know everybody in their mind. Of course, everybody's going to come on here saying thinking they're the best. I mean, if you don't have that mindset, you shouldn't be here. Then, if
Absolutely.
you don't think you're that good of a vid maker, so. But anyways, do you feel that you're kind of you really didn't have much of a hate week, being that because of the Vikings fan really didn't bring much to the table?
Yeah, and to me, he responded earlier today saying he was going to do another one. Like
Hmm.
before tonight's over, I told him I'm looking forward to it. But to be honest with you, he talks like a weeded, mumbling, drunk muppet. I mean, that's just how he comes off to me. And I mean, I'm gonna have to subtitle his ass to even understand what he's saying
Oh yeah.
in the first place. But I mean, it's cool to work with other people. Like I got the
Hmm.
Detroit Lions next week, and then after that I got Oakland. But I'm looking forward to like when I go up against the AFC South members, when I get to go after Stephen Rose and I get to rip T Kirk and TT Savior a new asshole, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting for them sons of bitches.
Yeah, I think that's when you're really going to bring out the fire.
Yeah, I got a couple little special things in mind for some of them.
Well, I told you this before, Kevin. I don't know if people are going to think I'm crazy for saying this, but looking at your guys' schedule, honestly, the way it looks, I mean, you guys could get 10 to 11 wins this year if healthy and you play the right way. What do you think?
If they play the right way and the offensive line does what it's done, if the offensive line plays the way they did during preseason,
Yeah.
and DeMarco Murray's kind of got a chip on his shoulder, Derrick Henry's got a chip on his shoulder. I believe that they could be the best running team in the league. I really do. And
Mm, yeah.
I really do believe that if Mariota and everybody stays healthy and the Titans are playing with this new found confidence and this newfound, I can see a little bit of aggression with them now. If they could stay with that, yeah, it's possible 10 or 11 wins.
Yeah. I think that's a huge compliment for the Titans. I think the Titans, though, a lot of people don't notice this, but they got a good defensive coordinator. When you got a good defensive coordinator like that, he can motivate a team to be better. And I believe isn't his scheme like the 3-4 blitz scheme for the Titans?
Yes, it is. And see, he was only an assistant coach last year.
Yeah.
We had a different defensive coordinator then, but now we were ranking the top 15 last year. Now with Dick LeBeau, now personally the defensive coordinator, I think this defense is going to go different.
Oh yeah. And that's one of the teams right there in the AFC South. I mean, the Jaguars are going to be pretty good competition for us this week. Honestly, I'm looking at the Titans. They look like the team that's going to be a tough team to beat. And I know, I'm not going to. I think it's going to be a win for the Packers, but I think you guys are going to put up a hell of a fight against us.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, I think that I think if the Titans lose a game, they're not going to get blown out now. I mean, the one thing I find funny about these guys in the TTC is that they always go back to statistics of like the past, the past, the past. I mean, everybody's talking about how the Titans were like 2-14 one year and 3-13 one year, and it's like, honestly, I look at their schedule last year, Matt, and to be honest with you, there's a lot of games. If they weren't young and that offense was better last year, they could have closed out some games. And
Yeah.
they had the Colts beat at home. They had Oakland beat at home. They had Buffalo beat at home. They almost came back and beat Cleveland. They that 2-12 record or that 3-13 record could have easily went 7 or 9.
Yeah. Yeah, and they really had chances to win those games, and it's like most of those games was just heartfelt games for them. And like even though they did get the first pick in the draft, they ended up trading it down to the Rams because the Rams obviously they wanted to get that California quarterback out of Cal, Jared Goff. So you guys ended up getting some good draft picks out of that. So
Exactly. And we got 2 number 1 draft picks this coming draft after this. So,
yeah, and let's just say this: the people, all the Titans fans who wanted Marcus Mariota traded last year to get all those draft picks, it all worked out for you guys in the long run anyway. So you got your quarterback now. You can build around him.
yeah, and the one thing about this hate week stuff coming up, there's one Texas fan out there. I mean, I don't want to give him any too much credit because I think he's a jabroni. He's
Yeah.
really nothing. He's really nothing. But I mean, we know who we're talking about. We're talking about Mr. JT, Mr. Tinley
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
He's all been over there all year long. Has already been messaging me back and forth, even when I'm doing Titan videos that has nothing to do with TTC.
Yeah.
He comes in there and he trolls and does his little thing where, Marcus Mariota is not proven and blah 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 blah. I'm sitting there thinking like, all you guys in Houston are just butthurt because we're
Uh-huh.
the real Houston team.
Yep.
That's just plain and simple. I mean, it's statistic. If you want to go back to statistics, we are the Houston Oilers.
Yeah, they moved him from Houston to Tennessee. And then they called them the Tennessee Oilers for 1 year or something, and then they ended up calling them Tennessee Titans. They went to the Super Bowl the first year they called themselves the Titans.
Yeah,
So yeah, I can see why they kind of felt butthurt because like that they were like probably like that should have been our Super Bowl.
pretty much.
But I mean it is what it is. They moved into Tennessee, and then eventually the Texans ended up getting their self a franchise in 2002. So
Well, the one thing I don't do on here, and I never done this in life, and I don't do it now. And I'm not on here to butt kiss anybody.
yeah,
I mean, that's the one thing I will not do. I mean, I know certain people do that, but to me, if you want me to basically lick your ass crack or basically kiss your ass, then I'd rather put my size 13 shoe up your ass instead of
yeah,
licking it. But that's just my opinion.
yeah. That's what I noticed about the TTC. And there's no offense to anybody who I mean, there's no offense to anybody. We're not calling anybody out. It's just that's the way it's been in the TTC. It seems,
Right.
that's not our style. So, but anyways, let's get to this topic right here. TTC wrestling. Are you kind of surprised as in how many people are enjoying watching this? Is like the views we like the like compliments we get and how many people say how much they love the show and stuff. Are you kind of surprised how much it kicked off for being like skyrocketing to being like this big thing for the TTC and everybody's enjoying it?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I mean, I was not surprised, but I was surprised. The reason why I was surprised was because I thought when we did SummerSlam, it was like
Yeah,
we didn't even do a Raw or a SmackDown. We just went right straight into SummerSlam. And the fact that and the fact that you made, and a lot of people don't know this. I think they're caught on now, but you're the one that made most of the people on the roster. So,
yeah,
I mean, and the fact that you basically put whatever they have on, and it's just the commentary. I think it's a lot of. I mean, like
yeah,
the matches are good, but it's the commentary that I
yeah.
think
Well,
really.
like I said, that's like watching a fucking wrestling show on TV without the commentary and a football show without commentary. It just doesn't sound right. I mean, unless you're going to the event. I mean that's why you're not gonna hear the commentary but and stuff. But if you're watching on TV, you'd rather hear the commentary at least. I mean, you would want to enjoy watching the game, but you also want to hear the good commentary.
To be honest with you, I would rather hear the TTC, JR, and Stone Cold. I'd rather hear them do a football game than hear Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we were just talking about fucking Stario. He just uploaded a video 2 minutes ago saying response to Kevin, no point of view. So I'm guessing that's gonna be pretty interesting to watch. I mean, he's probably the one of the greatest vid makers of all time. No,
Yeah,
I mean he like the way he says is he's like he's got so much attitude and so much emotion into the game. I mean, it's just like unbelievable.
I'm not going to comment.
I,
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. And the one thing I will say about this, but as far as what you're asked about the TTC wrestling, um, everybody seems to enjoy it. They've all given their opinions. They've all given their point of views, so to speak, and it's a really fun thing to do because I mean,
yeah.
besides just trash talking, we get to do this
Uh-huh.
too, and it's a really cool thing to do. It's
It's kind
time
of a mixture.
consuming.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's very time consuming, and if you guys got to know, like you, honestly, we'll tell you right now, here and there, like it's sometimes a pain in the ass doing.
Yeah,
But we always seem to find a way. Like if you're watching this TTC, if you're watching this TTC SmackDown one, you see how time consuming it is. We had a few times where like streamed out.
that's because when you get Twitch and Google together, it's just
Yeah,
there's a lot of bandwidth there.
yeah. That's. I guess that's just the way it is. Twitch and Google Hangouts don't mix.
I like to tell Stario it's not Kevin,
Yeah.
it's Kev's point of view. I'm just going to let you know that it's not Kevin. So that's the first thing. And second of all, do something with that hair.
Well, yeah,
Hey, you look like a cock with a black hair on it. I mean, that's just how it is.
yeah. But yeah, like I said, the TTC wrestling thing. If you guys notice, we have some times. There's times where we're doing the show where like it'll stream out for like a second or two, and we got to redo it. I mean, not redo it, but we got to like restream it on the Twitch or whatever.
Yeah,
So I mean, if you get past that though, we always find a way to like make some comedy out of it. So that's why we usually don't try to edit it out because like really there's a comedy skit in there. Or like Stone Cold be like, "Oh, Steve Rhodes with the damn Twitch. It's fucking up again. Every time he's in here, it always works."
Damn right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty interesting to watch. I mean, a lot of people. There's sometimes some matches where like it'll be slow and stuff, but that's because, like I said, it's streaming, and that's why it does that. But yeah. Anyways,
Also,
yeah.
also with the TTC wrestling, I just want to add in to anybody that's watching. We are starting to do wrestling themes now,
Oh, yeah.
so we haven't gotten everybody yet. We will get to you. That's also a little time consuming, also. So I mean, now you don't get to pick your theme. Some people came up to me and they say, "Hey, I want to use this." That's fine, but to be honest with you, I think the funniest ones we've done is Muhammad Hassan with Ferris
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
and Mr.
Yeah.
Wonderful with Eagle Speed.
Yeah, those are the two funny ones. And then you got QB Willie B's one too.
But Jamal Seaton apparently there's a dislike on his, but I don't think he liked them Saints go marching in.
I guess so. I mean, isn't it one of their theme songs in New Orleans anyways?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why he would hate it. But yeah. So what team in the AFC South do you feel is going to be your toughest opponent?
Jacksonville.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think Jacksonville, honestly, them and the Titans have always been tough games. We've always split.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been like we win one, they win one, or sometimes they win two. And one year we'll win two. We still have the bragging rights that we beat them. The year that we went to the Super Bowl, we beat them 3 times that year,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we own bragging rights to that. But
Yeah.
however, I will say Jacksonville's got a young, great defense. I mean, they got Jackson from Denver. They got this kid Miles Jalen Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you say his name? Jalen
Yeah,
Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Jalen Ramsey's going to be a really good corner in this
Yeah.
league. Um, Jacksonville's just about as young as we are. I think they're younger than we are,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's always really good competitiveness. I actually said that I want every team in the AFC South to do well, and I actually meant that. I mean,
Yeah.
I want this to go down to the wire. That's what I would like to see happen.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville's going to have a tough time together as a defense because they're a young team and they're trying to learn together. So I think they're going to have some tough
Yeah,
moments. But once the season gets clicking, I think eventually they'll get it figured out. So
and the reason why I give Houston no love is because honestly, you lost your center for the season.
mhm.
Yes, you still have. Yes, they still love to brag that they got a great defense and J.J. Watt, J.J. Watt, J.J. Watt. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, J.J. Watt's had a lot of injuries this season. I mean, he's playing hurt basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he's all the way hurt or not. I don't know what his status is, but I mean, to give a guy 4 years, $70 million,
Yeah.
and you don't really know whether or not Brock Osweiler was good. To be honest with you, from what I saw last night in that game, Denver's defense makes a quarterback look good. It's
Yeah.
not the other way around.
Hmm. And that's going to decide on Denver's season right there is how good their defense is going to be. If their defense is really good and the quarterback does enough to get them by, they should be fine. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, it wasn't just, and it's also, guys, just to let you guys know, we don't just do TTC wrestling. We're trying to do a second episode of fucking, what is that comedy show we always do for Omegle, where we go on Omegle and fucking troll people.
Yes, yes, yes.
But the reason why we couldn't we were making one, but the reason we couldn't upload it is because it muted the whole thing because fucking we put some music in by Right Said Fred, I'm Too Sexy. If you guys know that song, I'm pretty sure most of you do. But
Steven knows it.
if you know that, I guess apparently it muted it because of copyright because of that. So that's why we couldn't upload the video. But I mean, we always have fresh new material. So whenever Kev would want to do another one, I mean, I'm pretty sure you'd be down to do another one eventually. But we're gonna make sure we're more cautious with this one and try not to play that many music anymore. because YouTube, you know how YouTube is, like, just it's ass hurt every time you use someone's copyright and stuff.
Yeah, honestly, the one thing with that too was the fact that I'm gonna let people in on what we did on this one. I had the long hair and I had like the Sting mask on. Any of y'all who are wrestling fans, you know who that is. Um, I was in the dark and I scared this one girl. It looked like she was from New York. I think she was from New York. And she stood up and we basically asked her, "Will you twerk for me? It's my birthday." She got up and spun around, but she was hot enough to make Steven Rose go leave and jerk off. I mean, that was.
Yeah, I guess so. If she was hot enough to make Steven Rose jerk off, I guess that's why most of those guys jerk off to that stuff too on that Amigo site. Well, but they just do, what the funny thing is about that is like I don't get why people would have in their sane mind would do this, but honestly they're on fucking Amigo jacking off. It's like they're not even there's no they don't know if it's gonna be a male or female who's gonna pop up on the screen. They just jack off automatically. It's like, really?
Well, that's. I guarantee you, most of the ones who are jacking off are probably Houston Texan fans.
Probably. Probably. And I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that, Kevin. That would be very good trash talk right there for you. Like to say all the Texans fans. Hell, maybe one of them could have been Steven. Maybe Steven would have went on there and just did it.
Well,
Maybe
I wouldn't be surprised if him and Joseph Tinley both went on there and started jerking off. Maybe they were looking for J.J. Watt. I don't know.
maybe so. But yeah, like if you're on honestly, if you're on that site and you're doing that, you must have some low self esteem or something because you know honestly do know that you're not gonna fucking get pussy on a fucking webcam, right?
Nope, you're not going to get any pussy on a webcam, and you're
They're
not going to get any pussy doing videos bitching about women either. I just want to throw that out.
they're fucking just go to fucking strip clubs or something to find some pussy, I guess, or go to some bars and find a drunk chick.
All you guys got to do, and all you guys got to do. I mean, like I know the world's different now, but all
Yeah,
you got to do is go up to a woman. If she's single, all you got to do is ask, "Are you with someone?" If she tells you no, ask her, "Do you have a boyfriend?" If she says no, then you sit down and you have a conversation with her. If she's hot, yes, just there's a difference with staring and looking. See, like if you see a hot woman, you do a quick glance. You don't do like, "Oh my God, look at those boobs." No,
yeah,
you do a quick glance. You let her know that you're not looking.
yeah. But I also think though you shouldn't rush things. Also though, I think you should just start out as friends first and see where that goes before you build the relationship.
Exactly.
Because like if you go into like a relationship and you rush things so quick, then it's gonna be like, oh, maybe we started too soon. Maybe we should have just been friends. So it's best to like just be friends first and then start the relationship later on. See where that leads you. Because I believe it. Didn't you? I don't know. I believe you and fucking your wife were friends before you ended up being in a relationship, right?
Yep. We were friends first. She was in a relationship at the time we were friends, but we just
Yeah.
talked and hanged out a lot, and one thing led to another, and her ex was basically one of those guys who wanted to be on the computer all the time instead of giving her attention. And
Hmm.
I was just that type of guy to swoop in, and the rest is history after that.
Steve Rose, you should be taking notes on this. But yeah, this is a pretty good interview, Kev. I don't know how long we were on for. How long were we on so far now?
About maybe 30 minutes.
Really? Damn. Well, I think that's the sign to say where we should wrap it up right now.
Well, actually, if you have more questions, you can ask them. I mean, I'm cool with it.
No, I mean probably got like a few more questions, then we could like wrap it up there. But Yeah, do you feel like you're obligated to win the Rookie of the Year this year, or do you feel like it means nothing to you? You just want to like see your team do good this year?
If I had a choice, I'd rather see my team do well.
Yeah,
Um,
because yeah, I agree with that. Because like honestly, it's just an imaginary award. It's like you're not winning anything out of it, and it's like I mean, it does feel good to call yourself the Rookie of the Year, but I mean, it's not a real award. And honestly, most of those people who do win Rookie of the Year award, their teams do have bad seasons and stuff like that. So I'm
but
sure you.
to be honest with you, man, we got a lot of there's a lot of great vid makers on here. I mean, you can go about a list and say, okay, that person deserves this, that person deserves that. Everybody, everybody brings something to the table, and honestly, if I win Rookie of the Year, cool. If I don't, I'm not going to cry over spilled milk about it. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to sit there with a big blocks of tissues and basically go, I can't believe I didn't win. No, I don't care. I mean, honestly, I did hear a story about a Titan bid maker being on here before, and he left because he couldn't handle
Losing.
losing. But I mean, to me, I've been a Titan fan through the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
how I am. If I have to do a lot of crows, then so be it.
Yeah. But yeah, so do you feel the AFC, I mean, is starting to get more vid makers now because you got you coming in, Savior coming in. AFC really, you look at the TTC's history, the NFC's pretty much had the most vid makers of all time because a lot of vid makers come from what? Packers, Panthers, Falcons.
Giants, Cowboys, yeah.
You see all these fans coming from the NFC. Do you feel like the AFC is starting to get a lot more vid makers now?
I do think so. Before the season started, there were supposed to be two other Titan bid makers with me, but
Yeah.
apparently one went back to the college TTC and
Uh-huh.
kind of just left me annoying. And I'm like, okay, I thought we could have had like a nice little Titan pack here, but it's fine. It's fine. I like being the lone wolf. It doesn't matter to me.
All right, let's just if we were to predict on what's going to happen in the TTC for the next year, let's say the Titans do end up having a good season and some Titans fans end up joining. Would you want to create a group with them? And if you would create a group, would it be like basically like everybody's their own leader? And what type of name would you give that group?
Um, I would give it. I would. I don't want to be cliche here, but I'd probably call it the Wolf Pack.
The Wolf Pack.
And the reason why I would do that is because Titan fans are sometimes lone wolves around here. They're very mysterious. Like the one thing about Titan fans in Nashville that I don't like is that these are the ones who will go to training camp and there's like 2,000, 3,000 people getting all these
Yeah.
autographs, and then when the Titans are having a bad season, they're the ones selling their fucking tickets on StubHub and all that shit. So I mean, in a sense of the word, I look at it like this: do I cuss my team out when they're bad? Absolutely. Do I get vocal when they lose? Absolutely. Have I made fun of them for losing? Absolutely. And that's the
Uh,
one thing. That's another. I don't know if you saw that with me with Stario, Matt, but that's kind of my defense against people is I know what people are going to say about the Titans before they say it. And it's kind of like I already will say it in the video, so that way you really can't find anything else to say. That's kind of my defense.
well, when you know what they're gonna say, it's like yeah. With the Packers, it's kind of hard to like trash talk against the Packers. I mean, they could say little insults and that how they're going to win, but deep down inside though, you're going up against one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and you really don't you really gotta like you really got it's hard for you to say words you want to say at the top of your head.
The reason why it's going to be hard with the Packers, and I'm gonna let the TTC in on this secret. My wife's dad, his side of the family are from Wisconsin,
Yeah.
and they are born and raised Packer fans. She is a Packer fan.
Hmm.
Now, do I know for a fact that there's going to be a little animosity between me and the family this year. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I already know it's happening, but it's going to be a fun animosity, and it's not going to be one of those. There's going to be something embarrassing. All I know is that my wife wants to do a trash talk video against me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be one of those things to where I may have to do something embarrassing on her.
Yeah. Well, we're about to wrap this TTC interview up. I got like probably one more question to ask you, and that is, do you feel that like honestly, you've been saying this to me, so you want to let the audience know on what you're going to do, what you have in store for Stephen Rose?
Oh my God,
I know
Stephen!
it's a little spoiler, but if you want, go ahead.
All right, Steve. You know I got love for you. I ain't. You know this is not a hate against you at all. But week 4, we go to Houston and
Mm-hmm.
face the Texans. My plan is to go downtown Nashville or go to people that I know, because there's some females that I know around here. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to have them have a picture. I'm going to have them watch the video and record them watching the video. And I want them to let me know if they think that that is the sexiest man alive.
Wow.
So I'm not responsible for what comments are said. I must let that be known.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have some very opinionated friends, and they might say some shit that I can't bear repeating right now. But I will say this: I got a lot of things in store for Steven, and I don't really give a shit really mostly about Joseph Tingley. I mean, he came in he wasn't a TTC and then he left, and now he's trying to make a name for himself.
Yeah.
I don't bother with bottom feeders.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, Steven is the big fish of the Texans, and that's kind of what I am. I'm the guy who's that shark. I want to go after the big sharks. I don't want to just go after little mellows or little Nemo kind of fish.
Yeah.
I want to go after sharks.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, it's
but I
going to be a
will
great season.
but I will say this about the thing with Steven. Like I said, Steven is nothing personal.
Uh-huh.
But I will say this: I'm already in the process of somewhat working on it.
Wow. Well, all I got to say is that's going to be an epic hate week when you make that video about him. So it's probably going to be epic to watch and more intriguing to watch. Very entertaining. But yeah, Kev, we're about to wrap this interview up. I'm sure you're going to have a real great rookie year this year in the TTC, and you're only going to get better as time goes on. So that's all I got to say about that. And before we wrap this interview up, let me just say this: for all the people who love that TTC wrestling shit, if you're intrigued to watch a Backlash this Monday, we got fucking Nick Fargo. He'll be doing the voices for Batman and Bane, basically the whole commentary. And like me and Kev will do like the match where Bane faces Batman. So it's going to be very interesting. And then we're going to find out who that damn ass man is at Backlash. So it should be interesting to watch.
You damn right.
So go ahead, Kev. Anything you want to say before we wrap this up? The floor is yours too.
Well, I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on here. If any of you guys who are in the TTC and you're not sub to me, sub up, man. Because if you think, as T.O. would say, get your popcorn ready because it's about to happen. And I'm ready to go after the big fishes, and I'm ready to swim with sharks. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't. The funny thing the one thing I love about this is how creative people are on here. And
Yeah.
that's the good thing about it. Like I said, watch TTC Wrestling, sub to it. If there is a kind of theme song that you want, you need to contact me and Matt. If you don't contact me and Matt, you're going to get stuck with what the fuck you get.
Yep.
It's pretty much what's going to happen.
That's how it is. But this is Matt Ogden and Kev's point of view, and we're signing out.